on and then see if.
Yep, see if anybody is joining.
That'll,
Yep.
So I can fill you in on what she said to me today.
yeah, I was kind of falling asleep this morning and I showed up late when they were doing the safety. So,
Right, I have 2 sentences I can share.
yep.
We'll get it. I had to call her about something else and I asked her if there's anything else I needed to know.
We wouldn't even have enough to do a quorum if this, we need
No, you're not. 3, 4, 5. How many do we need? We have 5.
6, 7, 8.
We have 5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have 5 as a quorum of 8.
8, 9. 8, 9 people, 9 members. 2, 3, 4.
People Morgans.
Well, we're 3.
Yep.
4, 5.
Well, you're not.
You're not.
Visiting.
Oh, you're
Yeah, we got
visitors. Oh, no, we need one more.
One more.
Yeah. So at one point Leslie wasn't, and then she was a voter. I mean, I know she was always the,
She was always the secretary.
yeah.
Yeah.
And at some point, I remember her voting. A
Queen's out
couple
of
of
the
them, and then
country,
a
I
couple
think.
of them she didn't vote because she felt she wasn't able to vote.
Oh,
Yeah.
might want to explore that more with her.
Could have been.
Who else? Who else is on this that
How we know how?
Oh, the dinner keeper, there's someone coming in the door right now.
Garrett Simonson,
Yeah, yeah, they're usually said you couldn't. I know that.
Noreen, yeah, and
Heard, did I hear Devin?
Oh, no, I was asking if Devin.
is Devin.
I haven't heard
No, he's
today.
going on vacation. Or he's on vacation.
And, I don't know about Dave Grenier.
Dave usually comes by,
Yeah.
Remote.
Both Dave and Garrett usually are online.
Yeah, Garrett was gonna theoretically come.
Right.
And
Yeah, I said Garrett. could-
Gil not coming. Still Gil.
She's only been to one of them, the first one I invited her, and then she hasn't
Yeah.
came to any of them afterwards.
So shit.
And Lenny, I have a hard stop at 6. I assume we'll be done before that. but-
I only got 2 things basically,
Okay.
and I think, I mean, I don't know, can we even do it? It's only-
Garrett's in, there you go, there's your one.
Okay, we got it. Yay.
Okay, admit.
Just had to wait until a little bit closer to 5.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There you go.
3 minutes.
Are you able to hit the gallery there?
Oh, yeah, see, they're just.
There you go. Well, we don't need to see us.
But Garrett,
Life size.
Garrett, you're life size. You're the whole screen.
We start.
I hope
Okay.
you brought popcorn.
Well, yes, I did. I did.
And actually the video quality and the audio is so much better. I don't,
Oh, good.
did something get changed or?
Well, it got changed a while ago. We got much
Yeah.
better.
That right there is relatively new.
Yeah, so
Very good.
we try to project too.
I really do like the setup. It's, I've been able to figure it out for the most part after.
It is a little bit easier than
Yeah,
the
it
method.
is easier.
Really had to know your ports on your computer.
Yeah. All right, so there's 5 of us and
Okay,
5, and it's 5.
Sounds good.
call the meeting
Five,
to
five, five,
order.
sounds like good idea.
Let's go at it.
Okay, Lenny.
Oh.
I'm just doing this in my back as I took
Oh, no, that's fine.
Karen. And because I wanted to cozy up to you.
Sounds good.
Hey, call to order. This is emergency management meeting. Leonard Solonka, Emergency Management Director. I'll go around.
Rita Farrell, Select Board.
Melissa Makepeace O'Neill, Select Board.
Eric Stalker, Select Board. Again, Buildings Committee.
Isaac Goldstein, Fire Department.
Garrett Simonson, Board of Health.
And we have Dave Grenier pretty shortly. Says joining.
Is he in the wait?
Maybe he had some stuff.
There he comes.
There he goes.
There's Dave.
Awesome. All right, review and approve minutes of prior meetings. I skipped the meeting, the meeting minutes for the emergency meeting on the Friday because it was too soon.
Oh, yeah,
I
you have now.
No. So we do have 2 sets of minutes to go through.
Okay.
Do we do it all at once or do we just separate it?
The select board usually does it separate, just to.
Okay. Do you wanna, go over which ones were the first Friday?
March 13th.
Friday the 13th.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minute for Friday, March 13th, 2026.
I will second.
All in favor? Lenny, aye?
Carol, I.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker ad.
Simonson, I.
David, I.
Okay, now we're going to the minutes for,
March 16th, so I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes for March 16th, 2026.
a second.
Second.
All in favor? Lenny, aye?
Carol, I.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker ad.
Simonson?
Yep, Simonson, I.
Yeah, Dave?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to go. I guess we don't have any public comments because there's nobody on the public on this meeting right now.
Public.
So I got nothing on public comment, review old business. Our two main issues to me are the school oil tank and the Lake Wyola Dam repair, and that's what we're gonna go over. Does anybody else have anything else?
Nope.
Okay,
Because the beavers are still gone, right? I mean, still nothing to report in beavers.
yeah, I think Howie's gonna write about they're gonna be active, later in the summer, basically, so. Yeah, I think we definitely should get after it, start looking into maybe decoys.
Yeah,
I think we should get one of those,
that.
those coyote.
Yeah, I will,
Those
I
are
will
very
send you
realistic.
back
Yeah,
while you're talking about it.
so,
I will send it right now.
how would we buy it? Would we get it out of,
Amazon.
Amazon through emergency management, pretty much?
You could, or what other things are there?
I
We
got,
we don't have a Tour of the Beaver line on the budget, right?
yeah,
Um,
it is an emergency if these things get out of hand again.
yeah, it was only $60 if I remember correctly.
Yeah. All right, I'll look into that more for next.
I'll send it to you.
Yep.
Yeah, they're very realistic, the ones I've seen, right?
I pulled one off the grate at the dam. It's right in the middle. It's like, what's this thing?
Deeply?
Yeah, it was one of the decoys there. It was somebody's off somebody's property and it just floated down and then got sucked on the grate. And I could not pry that thing off for the life of me, so I called up Howie because I didn't want to shut the gate off to stop the, resistance on it without talking to him first. He came down and he just shut the gate and the thing just floated right up. But I could not pull that thing off though, to save my life. It was like it was cemented on there. So that was when the gate was open. I'd like to say he had like 2 feet open or 16 inches open or something like that. Had a lot of force against it. So, yeah, I can't imagine if you're actually stuck up against that with that type of flow, and you wouldn't be able to get off it. So, all right, well, we still got school oil tank. Frank, do you want to talk about it or do you want?
Sure. I'll get started.
Yeah.
The insurance company came out and the insurance company LSP, is that the right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a site professional.
The site professional came out, Gregory, they had a great time with him. They found some more dirt that was contaminated. They also found some leaves in the stream that were contaminated. So they wanted Western Mass Environmental to come out and do a little more cleanup. And that's basically why the drums are there. And it's kind of like evidence on, till we get something from the DEP. I think it's going to remain on site. I know the school wants them out because it's just a hazard for the kids, but as soon as we get all that done, they said maybe 6 to 8 more drums. And I don't know when it's happening. I haven't been to the school since week and a half.
Where was the dirt, Frank, that they?
It's
found
right at
those?
the island. And
Right.
you could see when they dug it up and then they put some more stuff on, you could see the ground. It was just, that happens. He says it happens. They missed it. They do testing. And you could still smell the oil in the stream at the leaves, but not as bad as it was.
And so this LSP was with,
The issue.
Maya. So sorry to,
He's
we
the-
kind of have 2 LSPs. We have the town's LSP,
Oh,
Titan
okay.
Bond. And then we also have our town insurance company, Maya.
okay.
And Maya has hired this other LSP who's
Oh.
to be a lot more thorough. than Harlan Ellis.
Oh,
It's just,
okay.
Yeah.
just putting that out there. I'm not an
Real nice
expert.
guy, he
Yeah.
just said this is what he would
Yeah.
like for the insurance company. And,
Right.
and I told him everything I knew, so I wasn't gonna hold anything back.
Right,
And one thing they thought there was still a little leak in the vault. And I'm meeting Royal Steam Wednesday at 8 AM to see if that it is leaking. He thought there was still a leak, to see what they can do about that, finishing that. He also recommended sealing the vault. He noticed that the vault is a two-piece vault. And at the seam, you could see water and stains going up to the seam, but not going above. And usually those vaults, he said, have a rubber strip when they put them down. You can't see it, so he'd like to have that caulked. He came with the same company that did the pressure test in the fall. And we passed that again.
okay.
Oh, good.
The problem is there's 2 more inches of water in it. So that's a mystery. So
In the,
in the
Yeah.
tank again. So we don't know where that's coming from. Lenny has some ideas. It's coming in from the top again, from where the oil goes in. It's an issue. And the other thing he'd like us to do, he recommended the town to do, is to upgrade the alarm system. And I found out through all this since last fall that this alarm system hasn't worked since 8 years.
like an alarm system on the water, so if water comes in.
If water comes pressure.
Like a water bug.
Yeah, so the other thing is like the 4 wells that we have out there, we thought we were gonna use to test the water are actually the sensors for the alarm system, so they can't use those.
Okay.
My original estimate, my real inquiry with Titan Bombs engineer, give me a ballpark what happens of what we have to do, and I think you also the $400,000 quote or something that was taking out, putting new and all that other stuff in there. I asked the engineer at Titan Bomb at the time to replace the emergency, the alarm, emergency system. What would that cost? He goes, well, to bring it up to date, $20,000 to $25,000.
Just for the emergency alarm.
Just for the alarms and all the bells and whistles, to bring it up to code, he said. He used that word code, which is
The minimal.
minimum.
Code word for big bucks.
So,
And that are that.
and that, that's what he gave me. It was just like, that was a bit of a shock because he doesn't know what's involved. Digging up the place, putting all new lines down, testing things. There's a lot involved. So he said, to bring it up to code would be that. And then we found the water. So when I had a meeting with Matt from Titan Bomb and Haley, it was last week.
You can, so this is so you want to hit deny because you do not want that to take over your screen.
I don't know how to,
Scroll down. Oh,
Okay, there you go.
well, I don't know what I did, honestly.
You didn't do anything. It's someone's trying to grab the TV control.
Anyway, so the alarm, so we started talking about what was going on, and I was on the call with Haley and catching up with everything. And we brought up what I just told you, and I've confirmed this with the buildings committee is we'd like to have ground testing first before the town puts in a new alarm system.
yeah,
Because I don't want to, first of all, it'd be another $6,000 to polish the water for the next fall. We can put additives in there, but they still will end up replacing fuel filters. That's what the other thing, constantly replacing fuel filters. And polishing gets all the water out. And it's about the same plus or minus, because you still pump the water out. And you add the conditioner. So you still have to do that. I didn't ask Western Environmental what they would do yet, and it might be cheaper through them. So I thought, we were talking with Matt, I said, why don't we initiate that? And I brought up last Wednesday, the buildings committee, we're all comfortable, and let's get the thing tested. And I think it's insurance what pays for it, I'm not sure. And see if it comes off clean. May 11th is the deadline for DEP for reports and everything. So it's kind of spearheading them, getting it, instead of them coming back, saying, well, now we want the water tested. It's in motion. We can't get it done by the 11th, probably. But they basically do 4 wells, and then they send the water out for testing. At the same time, as a precaution, Matt and Haley mentioned, the neighbors have concern, it's their drinking water. So they're gonna reach out with, just lost the name, the guy who does the PFAS in the area, I worked with him.
Alan Weiss.
No, the
No, it's Hester.
Oh,
from the scientist type,
Okay.
who came up.
Yeah,
Sam.
Howard laughs.
It's Sam, so he came out, and he does all that PFAS.
Yeah,
So he'll just go around and ask, they'll ask all the neighbors, can we get your spigot and try to get it before the PFAS or after, and it just, and to put them,
At ease.
at ease and say, the town is concerned.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that was going that way. So once they take the 4 tests, we can see where we are going forward. And the buildings committee was like, we should figure a solution rather than, and hopefully there's no oil on the ground, because I'm gonna be mandated to, how they do the oil testing is they put 4 in. If they find oil in any one of them, they go out, other 4.
Like purples almost.
That's where they'll continue with the contamination is, and that's where the big bucks comes in.
So when will those wells get put in?
Probably somewhere around the 11th of, he's coordinating it, so
Okay,
this was just last week, he's gotta coordinate the drillers and all that.
How deep do they go?
so is that,
So it depends on.
maybe this isn't a question you can answer, but is that, so that's kind of part of the Maya LSP analysis then, all of this additional work. My understanding is that Maya is covering, it's not covering, some of the costs, but do you know,
$10,000 deductible.
a $10,000 deductible?
Then they were, I don't know, I don't.
Yeah, okay.
I remember seeing it in a report, I remember Haley
Yeah.
saying it, but I can't be specific.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But they're covering a lot of it.
Right, okay.
And
So those barrels are still gonna be there when we have town meeting then on the 9th.
probably, I don't know, depends on what Gregory and everyone does. They have to get they have to, the insurance company, Maya, I didn't know who Maya was, insurance company, and they'll have to sign off and do things and get the deed, yeah.
Lenny, you should just be thinking about that because I think we usually have people parking in the back there, don't we?
Yeah, those barrels are on the grass.
They're
They're
all on the,
grass.
they're all on the.
They're all on
the
the
concrete.
Yeah.
People have been driving around.
So you
Have people have been
Yeah.
driving around?
Yeah.
still drive on the pavement or all
Okay.
around.
They're in the.
Okay,
So my question is who's from town is actually in charge of, because you know what I mean, there's a lot going on. Is that you?
No. Yeah,
You seem so knowledgeable.
No, because I go to all these things, and for me, when I asked about doing the drills, I brought up to Haley, she's the town administrator,
Okay.
I wait on her, because then she reports to you, and I'm a volunteer.
No, that's all
And
good.
so I wanted Haley, to spearhead, and she has been doing an awful lot, and I've seen her notes and everything else, and the emails that I've been getting. So, she's spearheading all the other people. I haven't met some of the people she's talked to, but I'm just.
Yeah.
Point person going to the school all the time.
right.
Yeah, right.
So and I want someone from the town to be there
Oh,
every
no,
time,
that's-
because
That's what I'm saying.
it's
Right.
very informed both ways. We
Right.
learn and then they learn.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you for your, the amount
Yeah,
of
no,
time
it's
you've
great.
been spending.
So yeah, those, when they do those 4 test wells, that would be the big deciding factor is if there's true ground contamination or not. I mean, what we had on the surface earlier on was, to me, a pretty quick
Right, Right.
cleanup
right,
for the most part, compared to what it could be a can of worms under there.
right.
Does make sense not to invest money in any sensors or bring anything up to code. If the whole area has to be ripped out anyways, why, you're doing good money after bad. I see the new school year coming up quick, I know granted it's springtime and things take a long time. If that tank has to be replaced, wonder how much research we doing in for a new system. 'Cause we
Was
can't-
there any discussion by the LSP about replacing an underground storage tank? Did the Maya guy say anything? The Maya No, you didn't.
They just talked about, they go from point A to B to C. and
Right.
When they come up with
Just-
something and they just go forward. And they said, if you have to go, they'll explain that's the circles of.
Yeah.
That's
So it's just dealing with the immediate.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's sort of one of my points about 5-year plans here. 1-year plans
Yeah.
about capital expenses, because if in fact, we have a major I mean, look what the fire station ended up costing us. and That was years ago.
Yeah, that was a,
Well, that wasn't you're doing, but it was an underground, but it was an underground storage tank.
Yeah,
and it was
no.
hundreds of thousands of dollars, and
Yeah.
we had to
And
repave
years.
and years and
Yeah,
years.
we also have the PFAS thing going
And
on.
the
That's-
PFAS,
That's
right.
not cheap either.
Right, so,
So,
but,
I know money's tight because I've been going to finance committee.
yeah. Yeah.
Just didn't ever, but for me, it was what Haley brought up and it hits home with me as the chair of the buildings committee. I found out a lot of this stuff and I was with Bob Groves in the old committee.
Mhm.
Find out that the alarm hasn't been working for
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah,
We also found out recently that the fire alarm system in the highway department isn't working and hasn't worked for 8 years.
Really?
Is that true?
Let me.
Something,
don't know, we'd have to talk to,
is that true, Dave?
It hasn't worked as long as I've been there.
Yeah.
There's been something wrong with it ever since there. They call every day, every week.
Yeah.
I
So
stopped.
I pushed to get him a.
So what I also bring up is that, a part-time half job and you share it with other facilities manager, and I don't want the job, so I'm just.
We're not-
I'm promoting with the town because to coordinate, pay some 20 hours a week, they can do a lot more.
right,
And they would find out, and Matt, the head custodian is doing a phenomenal job, but it should not be on his burden.
right.
And the other thing Haley brought up and asked me to do was I contacted the other Matt at Western Environmental, is going forward, they're the only ones who are allowed to pump water out of the vault, not Matt anymore. Because if there is more oil in there,
Yeah.
and it's gonna cost, it was 130 gallons plus or minus with 39 gallons of oil on the top. So, it's a fair amount of liquid.
Mhm.
There's still probably oil down there, so going forward, Haley thought it would be a great idea just to have that done and not use the sump pump.
Do it properly.
I just pump it like they used to.
Okay. All right, thank you.
yeah.
Food for thought.
Yes.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know how, the $1 million question will be is if that tank is leaking or not. And if it isn't,
Well, I feel like this is just my thought with everything that's gone on and all the meetings we've had. I feel like we're moving to a new system at some point.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
that
exactly.
to Band-Aid what we have is a bit of a,
Yeah,
if it was the one thing that they did repair, nothing else has occurred, but that's not clear that was
Right.
100% fixed. I think ultimately we're heading toward an above ground restructure
Yeah.
so that you
And
have
the-
eyes on
and
it.
The Titan bomb engineer told me, I asked him, what is the life, and the GPT, that the lifespans, that we're at 33 years, 30 to 40 years,
Oh.
45 if you have an alarm system.
mhm,
You don't have an alarm system. So we're at the lifespan. of this tank.
Right.
We should do something sooner than later.
Yeah.
But it has pressure tested, which is great. The
it's-
blue saline water's in good condition, so. But yeah, when it happens, it's gonna happen or.
Dramatic.
yeah.
yeah,
And you'll have.
And by the way, it's a lot
Happen
cheaper to
before
take
it's
a clean a tank out with no contamination.
right.
It's a lot
Well,
cheaper.
and when you're in control of the situation,
Right.
when
Yeah.
the tank's not in control of the situation, right? Or the oil's in control of the situation.
That's the scrambling in the middle of the school year,
I know,
make all this happen.
no, I know.
It was hard enough with the tanks they're cleaning up with, and had to go out and direct traffic with. Sorry.
Yeah.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Because the buses had to go around, the parents had to go around, and a lot of kids got out at 3 and then, the trucks were there, so.
Yeah.
We want to do that every day.
And summer's coming, might be the
That's, yes.
No, it's
free
gotta be
reign.
done, it should be done.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you guys are building committee's gonna be kind of working on it.
Yep.
Oh, what, hand raised?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave?
Just a quick question. I have the basin trucks coming to clean basins on the main roads. We usually do the school. Is that something that we should avoid?
There's booms in there, and I'll have Haley reach out to the Maya and Titan Bomb.
Titan Bomb.
Titan.
Hi.
I do,
Yeah.
I type it in, ChatGPT always says Titan Bond. So,
Yeah.
right. They've been doing bond.
I would guess, I would have had them avoid those basins.
Yes, I would, yeah, so.
There's basically two at the bottom of the lower parking lot there by the basketball court. Hoops,
There's
so-
also one over by where the principal parks.
Yeah,
And there's,
no, it never got up that high. It's just the two lower ones.
But if there's a leak in a tank somewhere,
Yeah,
they probably test these basins to see if there's anything in them before we even touch anything.
good idea.
I can ask.
Yeah, because I'm not sure where those basins run out. Where, you know, because all basins, unless it's a leach basin, even if it is a leach basin, it's gonna go straight into the ground. And a lot of basins have pipes that go in different directions, so somebody should probably look to see where those pipes go on those basins where they leach out.
I'll have the picture. I'll send it to you, Dave. There's a mailbox. With a pipe that goes right by the vault. And into the lower catch basin. And that's the only one we were concerned about because the pipe went so close. We're trying to find a water source. You know, and so there's a catch basin by the mailbox. I'll find the pictures. I took pictures of what's at the school. And Haley's trying to digitize things. Those are the things we should digitize. There's boxes way up. Anyway, so I'll get you that list, Dave, of that thing, and it will point out the catch basins, and I'll send an email to Titan Bomb to see.
Yeah.
And I'll have Haley do it because she has to do the insurance people, because we want two answers, yes.
Yeah,
Answers no.
check off.
So check, yes, we do the left and the right and make sure they all agree.
Just as long as you include those basins so you know where those pipes are and where, you know, where the water goes and if there's any oil going into those basins or whatever. I mean, you gotta find out. I won't bring the basin truck into the school at all.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, all right. I don't have anything else on oil tank, do we?
One quick question for Frank. Frank, did they mention the timeline for testing the neighbors' wells?
They
Just
wanted to do that, that was supposed to, Brandon was supposed to ask them, Haley wanted to do that sooner than later.
okay.
And Sam comes out and does our PFAS all the time, so he's familiar with the area. And some of the residents, I don't know if the PFAS goes down that far, but
It might.
it might. And so he also said they were gonna reach out and have Brennan call and set up times so that
Great.
people could do it, just put them to ease, so
Yeah.
sooner than later. So it might be in motion now. I haven't talked to Brennan lately.
Okay. I think the Board of Health will want to get copies of those reports, given that we regulate those wells.
So Haley should do that, yeah,
Yeah, and I can check in with Haley about that.
please. Yeah.
All right, I don't have anything else on the school
Okay.
oil tank. Lake oil the dam repairs, so this morning, where you wanna go, or I can
You go and I'll fill in if there's.
fill in what I
anything
missed,
that-
yeah,
That,
I slept.
since you were at the meeting, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we had a short safety meeting this morning at the dam
With the contractor?
with a contractor. T Ford is the contractor. They're doing the work. GZA is the engineer that is overseeing it. And we had, I forget his name, somebody from the Office of Dam Safety was there to witness it. And so T Ford is brought equipment down today, and they're gonna be officially starting tomorrow. And they said 2 weeks. So they have the trash rack. And they don't know exactly how they're gonna position everything until they dig it out and see what's down there below. But starting tomorrow, they're gonna be digging into the dam.
Are they digging from the top of the dam down? They're not taking the machine down in where
They are gonna drive the machine all the way up to the shore and start digging there.
All right,
So they're leaving the dam alone. They're just gonna be removing the material on either side of the inlet in front of the dam. And basically dig until they find what they're looking for. They're gonna have somebody from GZA be there the whole time to see what they're doing. One of the issues, it sounds like from the last repair, that we never really had the engineer who drew up what was supposed to be done was really witnessing the work afterwards. So that's why we got the dam filled with styrofoam. I don't know what to say about that, but that's basically why the dam's leaking, is they filled it with styrofoam. So, at least that's my opinion. And then the other issue is the property line is pretty close, and then it's gonna be difficult for them to get equipment down there.
Yeah.
So I know.
I know Haley's,
Haley-
yeah, she just mentioned it before
Yeah,
we
Haley-
left. She's
Trying to get in
working on it.
contact with the landowner.
But there is enough room for them to get equipment in there, I think. But
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for
we-
them, but,
Yeah.
so.
so the only other thing I have that you hadn't mentioned was after the 2 weeks, the water level can start to come up to the winter level, which is about 5 feet-ish.
Yeah, so the winter level.
If I
is-
remember correctly.
The winter level is 2 feet below the spillway.
Okay.
So we did our
Yeah,
emergency 3 feet below that for those holes that started forming. They're out of they're actually in the air right now. The water level is below them. The engineer wants to put the level up to 2 feet below the spillway. And they want to put the gate through the paces, and they want to see how the material is reacting around the inlet and go from there, whether they can go up to the full height of the spillway or just keep it at that. So it would be nice if we can get up to the spillway. It'd be a lot easier for Howie to maintain the lake level when it just goes right over, any extra goes right over the top, rather than every other day, move the gate up and down several inches just to, keep it at the same level. We're not gonna be able to fill the lake immediately. It's gonna be, 1 to 2 inches per day. Cause we always have.
It's just gonna be low for a while.
It's gonna be still low for a while. Yeah, we can't change the lake level very dramatically, and also like we can't not shut off the water going down the stream. So
Right.
it's gonna take a little while to get up, but if we want to go up 36 inches, 1.5 inches a day to 2 inches a day, that's what,
That'll take a while.
18 days, 18 to 24 days.
Yeah.
So
Let's say a month.
a month, yeah.
What do they think they're gonna find when they dig down there? I mean, what's the,
The issue is, the gate is on there's the well house, if that's
Yeah.
directly below where the dam keeper's house is.
yeah,
And there's 2 pipes going into that chamber, and the exit pipe has the gate on it.
mhm,
So what's happening is the dam was never sealed properly for the inlet pipe going into that well house.
mhm.
And when I made the comment about they put styrofoam, and then they just covered some hydraulic cement basically over it. That styrofoam didn't hold back. So when the grate,
Didn't live up
the
to
trash rack got plugged up,
too much.
that there's too much pressure, and water found its way into the well house and other locations. So when we removed the trash off the trash rack, for the most part, it stopped leaking in the other areas. So,
Pressure changed.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so it's kind of like all on the inlet side of things. It's not the main dam itself
Right.
that's giving way, but it is a good look when your dam has holes in them, so. Yeah,
It's not so functional.
yeah,
No,
it's supposed to hold back all the water that's.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So, yeah, so that's gonna be the main issue if.
And GZA will be on site every day that
It'll be on site
Okay.
improvising.
Okay.
And,
And does the Office of Dam Safety come on a regular basis then?
they're gonna come out when it's done and
Okay.
they're gonna want pictures
Okay,
of
The
what's
process.
happening,
Okay.
process.
so and I assume GZA takes
Takes
pictures.
Yeah, GZA said they're gonna take
They
pictures of
document
everything, and every milestone they do, they're gonna document what
Okay.
they do.
Okay,
So
great.
it seemed like the Office of Dam Safety and the contractor and GZA were all on the
Yeah.
same side, and it
Yeah.
definitely didn't seem like. this
Yeah,
is
and the
what-
GZA does this a
All the
lot.
Yeah, this isn't their
They're
first
familiar.
dam
Yeah.
repair.
No.
All three of them worked together. so-
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah,
It'll
but
come down to like what messed up the first time. Like this seems like this dam is just.
Well, it
shouldn't
is
be
a
having to do
dam.
this.
Yeah,
It is a
it's an
dam.
earthen dam. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure behind it.
Yeah,
Like-
but we really spent a lot of money on it a few years ago, right?
No, we did.
yeah, well,
With some
Theoretically, whatever we spent money on should last.
those guys were started carrying rocks out from the road and then they got heavy, so they decided to carry styrofoam out because it was lighter.
Right.
That's my guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Any questions on the dam?
No, that was good. Thank you.
What color is the cloth going over?
Yeah.
I can see the dam from my house.
Oh, can you?
I'll see it when it goes up. I was just curious. It's gonna be.
Bright red. I is.
What in a request?
But no, I just, yeah, no, I was curious because, yeah, they should blend or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's probably gray.
I think they're gonna cover all that cloth with more sand and rocks. So you're not gonna be able to see it, so. I think for the most part, it's gonna look like it did before. But you're not, the water level is gonna be so high from the trash rack, you're not gonna be able to see the trash rack at all. So,
It's a new angle.
yeah, it's gonna be a new angled trash rack, so, hopefully the trash rack that's there now is straight, so any debris just gets sucked right up to it. Now, the new one's gonna have like a 30-degree angle, so if hopefully the stuff hits it, it's hopefully go up a little bit. So the contractor said that's how they make all their trash racks, so hopefully it works out. All right. Any reports or concerns from any other boards or committees?
I think we covered them,
Think
at least.
Yeah.
Select board
Yeah.
concerns.
And next meeting,
Uh,
we do it a month from now because we do.
When is the repair supposed to be finished and the lake
Two-
coming up?
In 2 weeks, they should be done. That's the contractor. I asked him this morning and he's like, the second we start on it, 2 weeks maximum. That was what he said, but you can figure things take a little bit longer, but you seem pretty confident about that. Should we shoot
Is
for
there any
like,
reason for the school that we should try to do it earlier, 2 weeks than a month or not?
do it after town meeting or before town meeting? Did it before town meeting, that would be the 4th, and I think everybody's gonna be scrambling to get the town meeting stuff in order.
Right.
11th or 18th, by the 11th, everybody's gonna be tired of town meeting. Tired of
Right. Tired of the town.
Great.
town. I propose the 18th,
All
but
right.
Okay.
if you,
All right, let's do the 18th.
And if we need.
Well,
to
we always
need
have to meet before.
If
we
we
get
need to
full
meet
meeting
before
yeah,
something
we'll
comes
say.
up, then
yeah,
let's,
If there's
Yeah.
something that pops.
Okay, that's a good idea.
wanna do it the 18th?
yeah,
And I like 5 o'clock.
yeah.
Good for
Yep.
everybody that's here.
That's good.
Oops.
The only person I'm leaving out is Leslie. I know, cause she's got the assessor things going on a fair amount.
Maybe they would have a break then.
Let me go see what
This one was at 5 o'clock, right?
Yes.
the assessors have something going on right now, but I don't think they do it every,
No, they don't always do it every.
no. Okay, yeah, I'll do it the 18th.
I had this one for today on at 8 AM, right? So my thing goes up. I'm like, am I supposed to?
Uh-oh.
do something? 8 a.m.
Nothing happens.
I didn't
Okay.
All right, great. Well, thank you.
think-
Monday, the 18th.
Yep.
And 5 o'clock.
o'clock.
Okay, and next thing, are we going to
Make a motion to adjourn.
second? All in favor?
Carol, I.
Peace O'Neill, aye.
Right.
Simonson, aye.
Dave, aye.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Lenny, I sent the decoy
Thanks for
to
your report.
everybody, so everybody can look at it.
You emailed it, right?
Like,
Crystal ball.
the exact same one that I bought.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Probably some.
take it because it's a good pen and you should.
Hey,
I converted, I found these. I did.
I think it's
I
fine, but
I
you can
converted
have it.
These fountain pens.
You can have it.
It's yours.
No, you can have it. You sure you don't need a pen?
You like fancy pen. You like good pen.
I do like
You're like
pen.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna sit and write, you should write it.
Okay.
A big pen is not something I do right.
Up next, go to media stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
And they can do everything, and we say everything, so we don't brag.
I know, put it out on the wrong time.
And I go
Yeah,
buy it, I have to go,
I know.
I have to go downtown. and stuff.
It's gonna-
well, you know, a little bit down the street's not helping, because he started putting his out on the wrong day.
Yeah.
So it's not helping, and two or three people on the road do that,
I
and
know,
it's
but
just, like, oh, but didn't we get it?
We're trying to keep her, so Joan Green is gonna follow her.
Yeah.
Because they sign off.
Well, that's-
Yeah, whichever way it goes, I like to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't have a problem.
But that's his job.
all right, well, it is what it is. We can't afford to lose, so.
Yeah.
I don't-
See you later.
I would have found that out. I walk outside